You scroll through social media and it looks like everyone else is effortlessly getting lean. And you wonder what you're missing. Are there special supplements that you're not taking? Or do you just have worse genetics? In this video, I'm revealing the 7 key tactics that lean guys use that you probably haven't utilized properly before, so you can finally get lean without the gym bro routine. The average person makes over 200 food decisions every single day. So no wonder many of us end up making food decisions that we later regret. And we've all been there. It's the end of a long day. You're exhausted. And suddenly, those notifications from DoorDash offering 50% off are impossible to resist. And before you know it, you're sat there snacking on chips, waiting for your delivery driver to deliver those indulgences to your front door. Then we feel guilty, and we chalk this up to another failure of our willpower. And we think, okay, we're just not cut out for this. But it's not our willpower that's the problem, it's decision fatigue. You see, the average person makes 35,000 decisions every single day. And after a long day of decision making, decision fatigue sets in, lowering the quality of the decisions that we make. In fact, in this fatigued state, we often resort to making impulsive decisions just to speed up the process. Or we simply opt for the easiest option to cut out any hassle. Hence the poor food choices. Plus, food choices are not purely logical decisions. We choose food based on taste, convenience, and emotional factors, a lot more than its macro or micronutrient content. But because people listen to the fitness guru's mantra of just focus on
calories in versus calories out,
calories in, calories out, many people try to wing it, thinking they'll just make the right decisions on the fly because they just have to hit their calorie target, right? But with work stress, family commitments, and countless other decisions to make during the day, it's no wonder bad food choices happen. So what should we do? When you're dieting, decision fatigue sets in faster because you have less overall energy. So planning your food at the start of the day eliminates this issue. You'll sidestep decision fatigue and stay on track effortlessly. It doesn't matter if you're dining out, prepping all your meals, or intermittent fasting. The key is knowing what you'll eat ahead of time, because deciding in advance takes the guesswork out of eating. And this way, when temptation strikes, your decisions have already been made. And if you're interested in getting lean without the traditional gym bro routine, make sure to subscribe for more game-changing tips. But what if it's not just decision fatigue? What if you wake up depleted and in genuine need of a refuel? Many people struggle feeling constantly deprived on their diet, eating just enough to get by but never fully satisfied. They try to survive on minimal calories with constant mild hunger, believing that it's the only way to lose weight. But this often results in giving up. In fact, it leads to burnout and unsustainable habits. But most people don't know there's a 2-day hack to get around this. A way to force your body to store double the normal amounts of glycogen, which means you can feast on double the amount of carbohydrates as usual, without any consequences to your physique.
Bro, just carb load every day. Your muscles, they need fuel 24/7.
It just requires a specific strategy that most people overlook: glycogen supercompensation. Now, we can only get this to happen if we've purposely depleted our glycogen stores for 24 hours, because this activates a little helper enzyme called glycogen synthase. And this little awesome helper, he grabs more of these carbs than usual and shoves them into our liver and muscles. So here's how we can do it. Step 1. Start with a protein-sparing modified fast day, where you consume 1,000 to 1,500 calories of just lean protein and non-starchy vegetables. Your shopping list should include super lean protein sources like egg whites, chicken breast, tuna, whey protein, 0% fat Greek yogurt, and then pair these lean proteins with non-starchy vegetables like spinach, lettuce, zucchini, cucumber, mushrooms, asparagus. You get the idea. This day then completely depletes your glycogen stores effectively. And now you follow this up with a strategic cheat day, where you refuel on lean carbs to achieve this glycogen supercompensation. The average guy can feast on a huge calorie budget of 3,000 to 4,000 calories worth of carbohydrates or more, without having any negative impact on your physique progress. Plus, this helps eliminate that constant feeling of food deprivation. My personal favorites for this lean carb refueling: homemade french fries, pancakes, and low-fat mac and cheese. By cycling between these aggressive depletion days and lean carb refueling, you can manage your cravings and sustain your diet without feeling deprived. And if you're new here, my name is Tim. I'm a food scientist and personal trainer now based in Austin, Texas. And I specialize in helping guys get to 10% body fat without letting fitness take over their life. And to get you started, I've got 2 free guides: my 5-minute rapid fat loss guide to carbohydrate cycling, and my 7 best challenge block workouts you can do from anywhere. Both are linked in the description below. But what do you do if you finish each day wondering where the time went? How often do you wake up feeling like you're racing against the clock? It's a common struggle, and it leaves you feeling drained before the day even begins. You wake up, you rush around at 100 miles an hour, shower, shave, coffee, laptop open, and finally you sit down and decompress thinking, oh, I made it. But this is not the way to do it. What if I told you that taking control of your morning, even for just a few minutes, will change your entire day? We've all experienced those chaotic mornings where it feels like we're just surviving until we finally sit down and take a breath. The problem? You're not setting yourself up for success. Starting the day off in chaos, feeling like you're constantly catching up and running around like a headless chicken, rather than starting your day off with a win, results in two very different days ahead. Chaos in the morning leads to stressed out food choices, and our brain telling us to reach for these high-fat, high-sugar foods, with no time to work out and take care of our bodies. On the other hand, an accomplishment in the morning results in thoughtful and nourishing food choices and looking forward to training. Because we're already dominating the day, we want to make it better. And winning the morning doesn't have to be a long, drawn-out routine. You don't need a Huberman checklist of 20 things to do before work. So here's what you need to do. Find a morning routine that includes a meaningful win and stick to it. That's it. It can be as quick as a 2-minute cold shower to shock your system, or just a peaceful 5-minute stroll outside, or my personal favorite, a 15-minute micro workout to get your blood pumping. The key is to start your day with something that you purposefully scheduled and you completed it. This taking control of your morning sets a massive positive tone for the day, and starting with a win means you carry that momentum forward. Just make sure that whatever you choose is something that gives you a genuine sense of accomplishment. But how about a little boost in the morning to bump up those energy levels, calorie free? Do you have a coffee every morning out of habit and barely feel the benefits anymore? Remember that first coffee that you ever had. Now imagine getting back to that brain on fire feeling. The problem is our bodies build up a tolerance to caffeine's positive effects, and the mistake? Gradually increasing our caffeine intake to get these effects when our body has already built up a tolerance, or even just relying on our regular intake to feel normal and get us through the morning. Just like many drugs, we need more and more caffeine to get the same effect. So we're all walking around like caffeine junkies. But because it's so normal, we all think it's okay. Fact is, caffeine is an awesome ergogenic aid to increase cognitive function, alertness and attention, and memory and learning, plus decrease appetite and give us a little metabolism boost. But if you never give your body a break, then all these benefits, they quickly diminish. So here's what you do. You pick one day a week and you go without caffeine. Yes, it might be tough at first, but the benefits are massive. You'll actually start to notice the effects of caffeine again. You'll sleep better and you'll feel more balanced. But you might be thinking, are you kidding me? A day without caffeine? I hear you. So if going completely caffeine free sounds like a headache nightmare, start by gradually reducing your intake to include 1 day per week with 100 milligrams of caffeine or less. Eventually, you'll be able to handle a caffeine-free day without the headache or the jitters. But trust me, if you can get to a full caffeine-free day to help reset your adenosine system, you'll feel $1 million. But what if your new training program is too inconvenient to stick to? We all struggle with finding time for the gym. We have a life, and sometimes we genuinely do not have time to make it to the gym. Well, the real error comes in thinking that effective workouts require hours at the gym. And this belief, it leads many people to skip workouts altogether when they're pressed for time. But what if I told you 10 to 15 minute workouts can be just as effective? This whole getting lean and defined thing, it's not what you're thinking. It's not about living in the gym or spending hours working out. In fact, it's the opposite. You see, on one end, we have the gym rats that spend hours every day working out. And on the other end, we have the excuse guys that don't work out at all because they're too busy. But the fact is, lean guys don't skip workouts, even if they don't have time for the gym, because they understand it's not about the length of the workout or the equipment that you have available. It's about intensity with consistency. So even with just 10 to 15 minutes and zero equipment, you can still get in a truly effective workout, because stimulating your muscle tissue not only helps you retain it as you lose weight, but it also has other incredible benefits for getting lean. Your hunger signals get dampened, your energy levels increase, your insulin sensitivity improves, your sleep quality increases, and your blood flow improves, transporting more oxygen around your body so you have more energy. Lean guys understand that it's about consistency with intensity, whether it's a quick 10 to 15 minute workout session or a 1 hour gym session. So embrace micro workouts no matter how busy you are. It's about working smarter, not harder, to make sure you stay on track with your fitness goals. But how do you manage to stay on track all the way to the end? Parkinson's law states, work expands so as to fill the time available for its completion. And this applies to your fitness journey too. And without a clear deadline, you'll be stuck in that 15 to 25% body fat purgatory forever. Fact is, we all struggle with staying consistent on our fitness journey. And the key to breaking out of this inconsistency cycle is setting an actual deadline and having accountability to that deadline. It is not just as simple as saying, right, that's it, I've decided, I'm all in, I'm getting ripped in 12 weeks. You need something keeping you accountable. Now, we don't all have a bodybuilding show coming up, so we can't shame ourselves in front of the mirror in our finest budgie smugglers. So how do us regular guys do it? The obvious best way is to get a coach. But if that's out of your budget, the next best thing is to have a friend who will keep you accountable and ask you the hard questions if you don't stay on track. This friend, it can't be the nicey-nicey type that just says, oh, you tried your best. They need to ask the hard questions, like, why did you not work out this week? And why did you have 2 breakfast croissants with a double chocolate triple caramel latte? It's not to shame you, it's to help you reflect on what happened and why, so you can make better decisions in the future. Here's the strategy. 1. Set a deadline. 2. Find a no-nonsense accountability partner. Remember, this doesn't mean they should laugh at you or berate you. That's not the point. Although a little tough love can help sometimes. They just need to be able to ask you the hard questions and get you to reflect on your decisions. Because we're often very good at convincing ourselves that there was a good reason to skip those workouts or indulge in that food. But when you have to say it out loud to someone else, you start to realize that there were alternative decisions that you could have made. So get called out on your slip-ups and hold yourself to a higher standard. But what if your progress has suddenly stalled? We all love the simplicity of tracking steps as an indicator of doing something positive for our bodies today, but I bet you think that walking is pretty useless for weight loss, especially as you get leaner. However, you might be surprised to learn that you're approaching it incorrectly. Look, it's great to move and track your steps, but if you do the same thing every single week, as your weight comes down, you burn fewer and fewer calories. So to maintain your weight loss progress, you have two options to counter this. Option 1, you need to steadily increase your step volume. So increase your actual number of steps per day. Or option 2, increase the intensity of your walking by increasing the weight you're carrying with a weighted backpack or a weighted vest. The key principle is just that as you lose fat, your metabolism is not slowing down, you're just lighter so you burn less calories. It's about making these small consistent adjustments to either the distance you walk or the weight that you carry. Because like Benjamin Franklin said, by failing to prepare, you're preparing to fail. So include some of these tactics to get lean, and for more coaching tips, watch my video here.